I'm also officially challenging Cricket Joe to an 18-hole golf match right here. I will give him 10 strokes aside, and if he wins, I will give the charity of his choice, any charity that he wants, $1 million.
The charity's name is Hunter Biden. While Democrats ignite their own civil war, Trump and the Republicans are sitting so pretty that 45 barely has to attack. He can sit back, watch the show, let the left do his dirty work for him. A Republican close to the campaign telling Variety, we can do the basement strategy too. But that doesn't mean Trump's taking time off. He has a new nickname.
Laughin' Kamala, Laffin apostrophe, laughing. As vice president, Kamala Harris was given 2 jobs, 2 very important jobs, actually. First, she was put in charge of the U.S. border security and the border, and she never showed up. And then she was sent to Europe to deter Russia from attacking Ukraine. How did that work out? Not too good.
Trump wants you to know the party's strong and the vibes are immaculate.
The Republican Party is bigger, stronger, more vibrant, and more united than ever before. Every day we are welcoming more Americans to our ranks, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, young people, old people, union members, non-union members. Basically, everyone is joining our movement because it's a movement of common sense.
Nikki Haley just pledged all of her delegates to Donald Trump, and Ron DeSantis has a speaking slot at the convention. Trump taking a fat Sharpie to the Republican platform in Milwaukee, removing any mention of a national abortion ban, and making room to tolerate gay marriage. Trump, not wanting to interfere with Joe Biden's disastrous news cycle, planning on announcing his vice presidential pick late this weekend or even during the convention. Joining me now, former Democratic presidential candidate and VP contender Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi, Johnny is freaking out. Johnny is freaking out about Kamala. He thinks if Joe's gone, they're going to put Kamala up there and they're going to do a DEI celebration for 4 months, and she has a shot. Are you afraid of Kamala? Because Trump's already turning his target toward him.
I think our country should be very afraid of a president and commander-in-chief, Kamala Harris. I can't think of anybody else who is more unqualified to be president and commander-in-chief than Kamala Harris. And I say this as an American and as a service member who still wears the uniform, serving in the Army Reserve. This would be absolutely disastrous for the country, but it would also just be a continuation of what we've seen with Joe Biden's foreign policy and how he's carried himself as commander-in-chief. Because the reality is, and you know this well, Jesse, is that whether it's Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, it's going to be the very same unelected people behind the scenes who are pulling the strings and making our foreign policy decisions that have been disastrous for our country and undermined our national security and pushed us closer to the brink of nuclear war and nuclear Armageddon. This should be a huge concern, but you'll see why President Trump is now focusing on Kamala Harris is because he sees what the rest of us see, is that whether it's Joe Biden at the top of the ticket or if they bump up Kamala Harris to be on the top of the ticket, either scenario will result, if they win, in a President Kamala Harris.
The basement strategy. Donald Trump mocked Biden for being in the basement the last election and for his entire first 4 years. Now he's laying low. Not in the basement, but laying low. You think that's smart?
I don't. I think that he sees that President Biden is certainly self-imploding, and he's probably just taken a step back and allowing that to continue to occur. I don't believe that that is his strategy, and I don't see him continuing to do that. I think it would be a mistake, quite frankly, to be complacent and think that if Joe Biden continues, then he's got this in the bag. We're still almost 4 months out from Election Day. A lot can happen between now and then. And even for those voters who may be leaving Joe Biden and saying, I don't think I'm going to vote for this guy or for the Democrat ticket, that doesn't automatically equate to them making a decision to vote for President Trump. So he and his team have work to do to be able to attract and earn the support of those moderate women voters, of those independents, of those civil libertarians, people who are undecided and trying to determine what they want to do with their vote in this election.
That's a very mature and thoughtful strategy. Don't take anything for granted. I hope everybody adopts that strategy, because also Johnny's freaking out about shenanigans. You know how the Democrats are great with shenanigans. And a lot of the ballots and the drop boxes still in play. No one knows what could happen. We have Wandas crawling all over the place. You've seen our reportage. Are you worried about shenanigans?
Yes, yes. We should all be very vigilant, and it's not guesswork. We've seen how egregious and brazenly they have abused their power and weaponizing the Department of Justice and undermining the rule of law. I wouldn't put it past them to do anything they deem necessary to stay in power and beat Trump. We cannot allow them to get away with it.
All right, we won't. Tulsi, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jesse.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.